Alright, we are back with section 8, part 2. We're going to finish up writing equations for circles. So if we go to the very last example, we need to find the intersection with circles. So find the point or points, depending on how many times they intersect, between x squared plus y squared equals 32, and we know that is a circle because of the standard form. And y equals x plus 8, and we know that that is a line because of the slope and the y-intercept. So let's graph both of these equations. You can do this problem without it, but we're going to graph it just to practice. So our circle, we know that our center is going to be 0, 0. And remember, our radius isn't the square root of, or isn't 32, it's actually the square root of 32. So that is approximately 5.66. So it's a little over 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then draw your circle the best you can without. And the reason why we're going to have to do it without this graph is because you have these marks that are not exactly on a point. So that's why we need to try the intersection without the graph. So we know that this is my y-intercept is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then my slope is 1. So up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And if you notice, because my circle isn't a full circle, my line and my circle aren't necessarily intersecting in my picture, but they probably should if I drew my circle a little bit better, I would say. Let's try this again. That looks a little better. Okay, so what do we do to find maybe this point of intersection that we might see? After you estimate, so we could estimate maybe it's that point right there, but we could also do it and find an actual point algebraically. So because this is set equal to y, wherever y is, I'm going to put this amount. So I'm going to put that right there. So I'm going to say x squared plus x plus 8 squared equals 32. So I'm going to say x squared plus, that becomes x plus 8 times x plus 8. So that squared is not distributed. It is actually what we need to FOIL. It's 32. So x squared plus x squared plus 8x plus 8x plus 64 equals 32. I'm going to combine like terms, so 2x squared plus 16x plus 64 equals 32. Now you can factor, or you can use the quadratic formula. So if you factor, I'm going to factor out a 2 here, so I get x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 0. So I'm going to ask myself, what two things multiply to be 16 and add to be 8? So what two things multiply to be 16 and add to be positive 8? So what I come up with is 4 and 4. So I could say x plus 4 and x plus 4 equals 0. So once I solve this, x plus 4 equals 0, my x coordinate is going to become negative 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need to find my y coordinate, and I'm going to plug in my negative 4 up here to find my y value. So I'm going to say y equals negative 4 plus 8. So my y value is going to be 4. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, and our estimation, our intersection point, is actually going to be what we thought it was, negative 4, 4. So that checks out. All right, go ahead and stop your video and try your next checkpoint. And here is your answer. All right, so that concludes section 8, and it also concludes chapter 10, all about circles. So hope some of this information helped you along the way, and we'll see you back here next time. Thanks.